Good morning. It's Sunday, August 10th. I'm Kimberly Easton in for Danielle Nottingham. We will have more on today's top stories in just a moment. But first, here's meteorologist Kevin Benson in the Severe Weather Center 11 with a look at our weather now. Police are also investigating an overnight shooting in which a man was shot in the jaw. The shooting happened around 1 a.m. in Belts Hoover. The victim was taken to Mercy Hospital for treatment. Giving Southside kids a place to play, volunteers came together over the weekend to make it happen. The Pittsburgh Phillips K-5 public school at 19th and Sarah now has a playground for kids to use. I just got off the phone with the medical examiner's office, and at this time we still do not know what caused the death of 14-year-old Leah Bloom. Now what we do know is that Bloom was inside of her tent at the Emma Kaufman camp when a tree limb fell. Now the 37-foot-long limb landed on her legs and caused severe injuries. Now Bloom was taken to Ruby Memorial Hospital where she later died. Sheriff's deputies in Morgantown are investigating this hour to find out what caused that limb to fall 31 feet onto Bloom's tent. Now the camp is owned and operated by the Jewish Community Center in Pittsburgh, and while the investigation is continuing, we have learned that people here in Bloom's hometown of Mount Lebanon are grieving her loss. David, I can tell you people were shocked and surprised by this crazy scene that unfolded right here in the busiest section of Point Breeze. And what was so scary is that one person got hit in this chase. This very fast and furious chase ended right here in Point Breeze. We were parked waiting for the red light, and I heard the screeching first, and then he just goes flying. Stunned by all the action, this mother and daughter watched it all go down. I thought his car was like on fire or something, and he just goes flying up here and then like screeches and stops. And I'm not exaggerating, he came through at 70 miles an hour. Like screeching. Screeching. We thought he had missed the turn or something. Police say 19-year-old Jamel Dixon missed the turn and sideswiped Crystal Wilson's car.
The girl was just sitting right there, and the car come around and see the skid marks and plowed into her.
As Dixon rode out of his car and ran from police, Debbie and Julia McCarthy swung into action. Because I could see that she was traumatized, and I just sat with her the whole time. So, because she can't remember anything. She can't remember anybody's phone numbers. I mean, the poor thing. While the McCarthys stayed with Crystal, police handcuffed Dixon. These police were unbelievable. So many more people could have been hurt. So many more people could have been hurt. And they've apparently been chasing him since Penn Hills. The women did their best to help Crystal, but medics still had to take her away for treatment. She's obviously in shock. And that is definitely true. I was here when Crystal was still here at the scene. I even tried to talk with her, and she was just in a daze. We understand she was transported to UPMC Presby Hospital, where she was treated and released. Live in Point Breeze this hour, Kimberly Easton, Channel 11 News. 4 two-year-old toddlers wander away from this daycare center here in West Mifflin onto a busy road. Now this place is under investigation. It's a story you'll see only on 11. This happened a little more than 24 hours ago, and I found out that people on both sides of this story are very upset about what happened. I found out exactly how this happened, and by the time this investigation is over, someone will be held accountable. When Dorsett stepped out of this gospel radio station for a break, he noticed 4 toddlers, 1 girl and 3 boys in the road.
They was like up a little bit, like by that white line.
He watched as 2 truckers ran to save the kids.
A rent center guy, he was running up. He was already up this way. He ran up this way. He grabbed 2. The trucker, he was right over here. He grabbed 2.
It's a scene Marvin Cameron can't get out of his head.
I was just in shock and disbelief. I was flabbergasted, to say the least.
It's a scary thing. It's very scary.
Scary because when I went to the Walnut Grove Daycare Center, I found out no one knew the kids were even gone until Cameron and Dorsett showed up at the front door with them. How many yards would you say those toddlers had to walk?
Oh, I'd say probably a couple hundred yards, yeah.
Yeah. And they did it fairly quickly.
They did.
Senior Pastor William Gallis, head of the church-based child care center, also told me how this happened.
There was a door open because it was a hot day, and I guess one of the daycare workers, just their attention was averted for a moment.
However, Hammond says there's just no excuse for what happened.
There should be heads rolling. So I think it should not stop here in no way, shape, or form.
Mr. Gallus says in all the children were gone for about 10 minutes. No one has taken this lightly, and he says the church will be conducting its own internal investigation, will be taking disciplinary action and putting procedures in place so it doesn't happen again. Well, I have also learned that the State Department of Welfare is investigating and that the center's license is definitely in jeopardy. Live in the newsroom tonight, Kimberly Easton, Channel 11 News. Delbert Hall was all over the city. He even ended up here at First National Bank. He tried to get money off of his food stamp card. The tellers here recognized him, called police, and now he's back with his mother again. For 5 days, Sharon Kidder waited on the safe return of her son, Delbert Hall.
Scared to death. I didn't know if he was alive or if he was dead.
He was last seen at Pittsburgh International Airport. Police found him here at the 7-Eleven in downtown Pittsburgh.
I'm feeling relieved. Feel like there's a weight been lifted off of my shoulders.
31-year-old Hall, who's mentally challenged, went missing after no one picked him up from the airport.
My dad screwed up from Georgia.
That's where the mixed-up was. You know, the mixed-up was down in Georgia.
So what did Hall do? His battered feet tell all.
Walk on the streets. He used food stamp card to eat food. Took naps on the bridge, the walkway. One I could.
Fortunately, people caught our news coverage, noticed him, and called police. At 7:50 this morning, Devola Hatton spotted him in the Hill District.
But he was like bewildered, and he was just standing there looking like he didn't know where he was at, in the street.
Shortly after 9 o'clock, bank tellers found Hall here on the north side.
He came out our side door, walked down the street to the stop sign, made the left, and was walking across the bridge to downtown Pittsburgh.
Hall then moved on to the 7-Eleven on 6th and Penn, where Officer Matt Zucker spotted him.
I just saw the description of Mr. Hall on the television, and lucky enough I came across him this morning.
Though Delbert seems fine, no one's more happy about finding him than his mother.
I'm a survivor. I always will be. I'm a Hall.
We'll have more on today's top stories in just a moment, but first, here's meteorologist Kevin Benson in the Severe Weather Center 11 with a look at our weather now. Good morning. Dispatch workers tell us the teens were in the woods in Seven Springs Borough. The teens got lost because they were not familiar with the area. Also overnight, 2 people are recovering after their van slammed into a telephone pole. A Fayette County man is facing serious charges after police say he exposed himself to 3 girls. Police say it happened Thursday afternoon as the girls were walking down Bank Street in Brownsville. We have a traffic alert for drivers who use the Parkway North. The interstate is being closed several times today. PennDOT will stop traffic 4 times before noon so workers can inspect a bridge. Pat bus riders, get ready. You will most likely be seeing a fare increase. The Port Authority has approved a new operating budget. Allegheny County is paying attention to every detail concerning the upcoming G20 summit, including flag displays. Pittsburgh completed its first display of flags of the 19 countries attending the September event. And to make sure there are no flag faux pas, the county consulted a flag expert. The U.S. flag is on the left, the 18 other flags are in alphabetical order, and the European Union flag is at the end.